Imagine a place where knowledge was treasured above all, where scholars traveled from distant lands to learn, debate, and discover. Long before modern universities existed, there was a pioneering institution that laid the foundation for higher education as we know it today. This was the University of al-Qarawiyyin, founded in 859 CE in Fez, Morocco. Recognized by UNESCO and the Guinness World Records as the oldest continuously operating degree-granting university in the world, it became a center for learning, culture, and intellectual growth, centuries before European universities emerged. Picture students poring over manuscripts, calligraphy ink staining their fingers, philosophers debating in candle-lit halls, and the scent of old books filling the air. The university was more than a school, it was a beacon of human curiosity and ambition. Fez, Morocco, in the 9th century, was a thriving city of trade, culture, and religion. Merchants brought goods from across Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Alongside commerce, knowledge flourished. Libraries, mosques, and private study halls offered a glimpse into a rich intellectual tradition. Amid this vibrant environment, a remarkable woman, Fatima al-Fihri, envisioned a place where learning could be formalized and organized. A university that would nurture generations of scholars. Born into a wealthy merchant family, Fatima inherited a large fortune from her father. Instead of using it for personal luxury, she dedicated her wealth to the creation of a center of knowledge, demonstrating her commitment to education, faith, and society. Fatima al-Fihri was a visionary. She believed that education was a lifelong pursuit and that knowledge was a communal treasure. Using her inheritance, she purchased land in Fez and began constructing a mosque, which would evolve into the University of al-Qarawiyyin. Fatima was deeply religious, but her vision went beyond spiritual education. She aimed to create a space where mathematics, astronomy, grammar, medicine, philosophy, and religious studies could coexist. Scholars from distant lands came to learn under her guidance. She personally oversaw the construction and funding, ensuring the institution had libraries, lecture halls, and facilities for students to live and study. Her legacy wasn't just architectural, it was educational, social, and cultural. Fatima's determination ensured that her university would survive centuries, producing thinkers, leaders, and scientists who influenced both the Islamic world and Europe. Al-Qarawiyyin was more than a mosque. It was a full-fledged educational institution. Classes covered the Quran, Islamic law, Sharia, grammar, logic, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. Students were encouraged to debate, question, and explore. The university featured lecture halls, dormitories, libraries, and prayer spaces. Students lived on campus, forming a community of scholars. Teachers were often graduates themselves, passing down knowledge through generations. Manuscripts were meticulously copied, studied, and preserved, making al-Qarawiyyin a vital hub of intellectual activity. Education at al-Qarawiyyin was holistic. Religious studies intertwined with scientific inquiry, philosophy, and the arts. Students left with diplomas called ijazas that certified their mastery and allowed them to teach elsewhere. This system of credentialing influenced later European universities, showcasing Fatima al-Fihri's long-lasting impact. Al-Qarawiyyin became a magnet for scholars across continents. Students traveled from Spain, Egypt, Tunisia, and beyond, seeking knowledge in religious studies, science, and philosophy. Its graduates influenced courts, governments, and academic institutions worldwide. The university also played a pivotal role in preserving and transmitting classical knowledge. Ancient Greek, Roman, and Indian texts were studied, translated, and taught, ensuring that the wisdom of previous civilizations survived. Scholars from al-Qarawiyyin contributed to astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and theology, forming a bridge between the Islamic world and Europe. Fatima al-Fihri's vision turned Fez into a beacon of learning, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. Her institution demonstrated that education could transcend borders, fostering collaboration across diverse cultures and faiths. Throughout history, al-Qarawiyyin produced scholars who shaped science, literature, law, and philosophy. Notable alumni include Ibn Khaldun, the famed historian and sociologist who studied human civilization and economic systems. Other graduates excelled in astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and theology, influencing both the Islamic world and Europe. The university also contributed to the translation movement, preserving Greek and Roman texts and transmitting knowledge to Spain and Italy, where European universities would later emerge. In this way, Fatima al-Fihri's vision indirectly impacted the European Renaissance centuries later. The physical structure of al-Qarawiyyin evolved over centuries. Initially centered around a mosque, it expanded to include classrooms, libraries, and living quarters for students. The mosque served both spiritual and educational purposes, creating a harmonious blend of faith and learning. The libraries housed thousands of manuscripts, meticulously maintained by scholars. Lecture halls were designed for debate and discussion, fostering critical thinking. Courtyards provided spaces for reflection and conversation. Over time, additional minarets, study rooms, and dormitories were added, accommodating growing numbers of students and faculty. While universities in Europe such as Bologna, 1088 CE, and Oxford, 1096 CE, are often cited as the oldest, al-Qarawiyyin predates them by more than 2 centuries. Its continuous operation, degree-granting system, and structured curriculum make it the first true university in the world. Fatima al-Fihri's institution not only educated scholars but also preserved knowledge, influenced Europe, and served as a model for future universities. Its success demonstrates that higher learning has deep roots outside Europe, highlighting contributions from the Islamic world to global education. Fatima al-Fihri's legacy is profound. She was a woman ahead of her time, investing her wealth into education and empowering generations through knowledge. Al-Qarawiyyin continues to operate today, more than 1,160 years later, serving as a symbol of perseverance, vision, and intellectual pursuit. Her vision emphasized the power of education to shape society, preserve culture, and foster human progress. Today, students continue to study, debate, and innovate within walls that Fatima envisioned in the 9th century. She reminds us that leadership, vision, and commitment to learning can transcend gender, time, and geography. The University of al-Qarawiyyin stands as a testament to human curiosity, perseverance, and vision. Founded by Fatima al-Fihri, it's the first university in the world, inspiring countless generations. If you love uncovering history's greatest firsts, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more mind-blowing episodes coming on First One Facts.